What's up guys, JTails here with another video, and for this video I want to talk about everything that I've done as a player to get to the point to where I am, to improve at the level that I have, and the steps that I've taken to become a high level player. I'm very seasoned, right? This was a step-by-step process, a lot of things I had to learn on my own, so I want to share that with you guys. You'll have a guideline and a framework with which to do so. So the first thing that I think is extremely important is learning matchups. And I will couple that with playing online, right? There's like 80 something characters in this game. If you didn't play Brawl, if you didn't play Smash 4, then those are 84 matchups that you need to learn, right? Some of the matchups carried over from Brawl, and some of them carried over from Smash 4. One of the most notable being Snake carrying over from Brawl, and a lot of the Smash 4 matchups are very similar, as some of the characters didn't really change too much. If Ultimate's your first Smash game, you're gonna have to learn these matchups from scratch. That means finding character discords, writing in comment sections, hey man, I suck against Meta Knight. Does anyone in this Twitch chat play Meta Knight? Hey, I don't know what to do against DDD. Let me go to the DDD Discord and try to ask for some matchup knowledge or experience and fight some of these guys. I have no idea how Mega Man works as a character. Let me go into training mode with Mega Man and just play around with the character's tools and special moves to figure out how exactly they work. Now, of course, playing as a character is different from fighting against a character, but I think that playing online, offline, and seeking out the matchups that you struggle with is a key component to learning them. Now, let's take the Ganondorf matchup as just a general example, something quick and easy, right? Whenever a Ganondorf gets knocked up into the air, they're gonna do, one of three things, right? They're either gonna come down with down air, they're gonna come down with down B, or they're kind of just gonna like get away from you, or air dodge, or just like come down doing nothing, right? So this is just one isolated example of a situation in which Ganondorf is above you. What is he going to do? And this is part of learning matchups and making reads. As you fight every Ganondorf on Elite Smash, you'll notice that they're all going to spam short hop nair for no reason, and you're going to knock them in the air. They're going to come down with down air or with down B, and they all do this. Something in your brain should kind of click into place and say, oh wow, whenever I fight a Ganondorf and they're above me, they come down with down B. Nice, I can know to avoid that situation. And now, when you fight a Ganondorf that doesn't do that, something else should go off in your brain and you can say, oh wow, this Ganondorf plays a little bit different from the ones that I normally fight. Let me see if he does anything else differently from every other Ganondorf, right? That's just gonna wizard kick when they're full screen, or side B when they're, at mid distance, right? People will tend to choose options based on what distance they're at, and you can really predict them based on this factor. So you start piecing together information on every character in every matchup, and that's how you're able to eventually get the entire big picture on every character, right? So if you already know what Ganondorf does when he's above you, you can figure out what he likes to do when he's right horizontal to you. He's gonna spam this, he's gonna down B, he's gonna dash attack. And then when they're off stage, they don't have good mobility, they're gonna just use up B, or they might go horizontal and side B, right? But you can't be surprised when you see those things happen, because you know that they're coming. Every Ganondorf that you fight will use up B to recover, probably from a similar angle, or will use side B to recover horizontally. And you can start punishing these options. Now, obviously, Ganondorf is a simple example because the character is limited, but you can do this with every character in the game and write things down if you have to. Think about every situation as its own mini game, and that's how you learn matchups. Step 2 is go into training mode. I don't care how well you know your combos and how well you are at recovering. I never SD, I never mess this up. If you do ever SD, then that means you have to go into training mode, jump off stage, and practice recovering, right? Maybe you miss a sweet spot and you get killed, right? If you ever do this by mistake and you get forward smash for it, that's something you have to improve upon. You're not accurate. If you're missing your nairs, right, and you can't hit Olimar with the second hit of your nair, you have to work on that spacing. Practice your combos. Practice anything that's getting you into trouble. Oh man, every time I get knocked up into the air, I have this bad air dodge habit, right? So now what you just do is you fix that habit. So I just got knocked up into the air and I'm just gonna not air dodge, right? I'm training myself to not air dodge and to do something different instead. This is how you change your muscle memory and your bad habits. You figure out what's getting you punished and killed, then you recreate the situation, which is every time I get hit, I air dodge, and then you try to do not the bad thing that you're doing and replace it with a good habit, which is like, okay, every time I get hit, instead of air dodging, I'm gonna just go to the ledge instead. Or every time I get hit, instead of air dodging, I'm gonna go low and up B to the ledge, right? That's a good habit. Figuring out the things that you need improvement on and tightening them up. Every time you go for a combo, your opponent air dodges out of that combo. That means you either have to fix the combo because you're not good at it, so get better at it, or like realize that your opponent's gonna air dodge out of it and like punish the air dodge, right? Just stop the combo short. Like let's say every time I went for falling up air, Olimar air dodged, right, before the second up air. So one thing I can do is like falling up air, forward smash, and if he air dodges, then he's dead, right? You have to kind of adapt on the fly and work out the kinks in training mode. This game isn't all about playing and playing and playing matches and playing matches. You have to go in depth and work on the things that you suck at actively. And I know it's boring. This is the most boring part about improving, but you will see results. Okay, so I'm a Ken main, and I don't, I want to improve. Maybe I don't know what to work on. So, I just typed in YouTube, Ken Smash Ultimate Tournament, right? And now, I get a bunch of Ken players that are in bracket, that are competing. I get recent results too. And I can study some of these players and see maybe some of the things that I'm not doing and try to add it into my gameplay. This guy seems interesting 1 month ago. Let me watch his Ken. Cool. So basically, nice. Oh, that was a sweet combo. Let's see. How did he land that down tilt? Well, Locus is kind of just getting... so right now we see Ken kind of getting bodied a little bit. So even that's information to learn from, right? Wow, nice confirm, right? So I've only been watching 40 seconds, and I guarantee you if I was a Ken main and I saw a Ken player getting bodied, I would rewatch the footage, probably in slow motion. You can slow down YouTube videos and be like, wow, why is he getting comboed so bad? What could he have done to escape the situation? Holy cow, he was losing, and instead of just continuing to lose the match, he found a really clutch situation and was able to turn the match around in his favor. So let's take a look at this together, right? He jumps in, nairs. Falco is going to block it, but then Falco tries to do something out of shield and nair is safe. So I'm not sure why the Falco is pushing buttons, but it's tournament, so people have nerves, right? So we know that short hop nair is safe on shield. Falco tried to push a button, which is the wrong option against Ken, and Ken went into his down tilt string. Down tilt, pops him up, but doesn't get the full combo. Falco jumps with a laser, gets tagged with a full hop falling nair, and now is going to get spiked. Yeah. So basically Locust created a situation and his opponent didn't go to the ledge. Instead, his opponent actually jumped on stage with an aggressive option. This Falco's, if we watch the first 40 seconds, the Falco was extremely aggressive. And because Locust kind of recognized that, he was able to kind of get that nair, knowing that Falco is going to choose another aggressive option. You don't always have to be so aggressive. But anyway, my point is not to talk about this set. This set doesn't matter. What I'm showing you is an example of how I would look up somebody who mains my character and try to figure out the good and the bad in their gameplay, and take the good and add it to my gameplay. Like, wow, that was a sick spike. So now I know whenever my opponent is near the edge, maybe I can do a falling nair into a spike. Maybe it's situational, right? But that's something for me to experiment with and add to my gameplay. So now my gameplay library is growing a lot, because guess what? I'm watching all these cool Ken sets and I'm adding little bits and pieces, and maybe I'm not as good as Locust. Maybe I don't understand why these things are working, but I can mess around with it and try, right? And maybe some of them will work for me, maybe they won't. But the point is that you have growth and you have different options to pick from that are not just your own, and that's super important. I think a lot of people really maybe don't go through this process enough and slow things down and rewind and write things down and pay attention to how people are getting kills and the percent differences. Like that was a real, like I never even seen this match before, and that to me was just super important, how Locust was able to be losing the game at 119 and just instantly just get a kill, and now he's winning the game, right? So that's something that I would add to my Ken gameplay. I don't really know much about Ken, to be honest with you guys, but this is the example of my thought process. Another big key is watching your own replays. You can save replays off of Elite Smash. If you enter tournaments, locals, and you get to play on stream, that's also a really good way to have footage of your own replays, right? So if you can watch your own replays, you get to see the mistakes you make and the good things that you do, and keep doing more of those good things and less of the mistakes, right? So back when I was like a serious competitor, after every tournament I would watch all my replays. Even Elite Smash, For Glory, whatever you want to call it, I would save my replays and figure out what I could tighten up, what could be done better, what am I messing up on. And if you can't identify those mistakes, maybe you have a friend that's better than you. Maybe you have a Discord group that you're a part of. Maybe you can tweet at a high-level player and be like, hey, like, where did I go wrong here? I do offer matchup analysis for $15. I'll look at 3 matches for $15 and give you a full write-up with timestamps. That's just one of the services that I offer as a Smash coach. But I know not everybody has that money, but if you can find a better player than you to identify your mistakes, Discord chats are great. They really are very communal and will help each other out. So if I was a new player, I would probably go to the Diddy Kong Discord or the Snake Discord and be like, hey guys, I fought MVD Snake. Is there anything I could have improved with my Diddy Kong that you guys noticed from this game 1 or this game 2? Diddy Kong Discord or Snake Discord, either one, right? And get different perspective from both sides. Post in YouTube comments, ask for tips, go to stream chats and ask for tips. There's a lot of resources in these days. Definitely analyzing your own replays and figuring out your silly mistakes, your bad habits that are getting punished is important for knowing what to adjust and how to change them. I think that in general, watching guides and more experienced players talk about their character and how to improve at the game is always a good way. And there's a lot of good people that make guides. Izaw makes really great guides. My Smash Corner, even watching players like MVD and Nairo on their personal YouTube channels will help you out. It'll help you get insight as to how they play the game and they express their thoughts and stuff like that. And the last tip that I have for you guys, something that really helped me a lot, is money matches. And I know, like I said, not everybody has money. I understand that. If you're going to locals and there are top players at your local, challenge them to a money match, right? Because you know that they're going to be trying their best to beat you. I find that when you ask top players for friendlies, maybe they'll use secondaries or they won't take you as seriously. But if you put money on the line, $5, $10, even $3 can be helpful. And you play against these guys, or go into their stream and be like, hey, want a money match? $3, $5. Odds are they will accept, and your point is not to beat them and to try and make a name for yourself. Your goal is to get information. You're paying for information. You're not paying to, oh man, like I gotta try and beat Mewtwo King and show him up. No, you're probably gonna lose, but you're paying to have things explained to you that you yourself cannot see yet. And I used to do this all the time. I used to money match Anti and Mewtwo King in the Brawl days and Ally and all these players that were better than me. And at first I would get washed and I would say, hey, do you have any advice for me? Do you have any tips? Sometimes they'll give you good tips, and sometimes they won't. They'll just be like, oh, you roll too much. And it's like, okay, what does that mean, right? But either way, it's an experience and an opportunity. And after, I want to say a year and a half, I would ask these players for money matches, and guess what? Now I'm taking them to game 3. Now I'm taking them to game 5. So I know that I'm getting better, and then I would ask them, hey, what could I improve on? And whether they give me advice or not, I got better to the point where I can identify where I messed up. And then it doesn't even matter if they give me tips. Sure, it helps and it's nice if they do, but if they don't, I'm self-sufficient, and now I'm just paying for the experience. Not information, I'm paying for experience now, and that is when you already know that you're growing. Yeah, and save replays of high-profile matches that you have. Study them, write things down. There's so much to this game that it's a lot to fit in your brain, and I think writing things down really helps. Having like notepad on your phone or a physical notebook, that has helped me over the years as well. I know it's helped players like DBFZ. I've seen him with his laptop and notes on his phone. A lot of good players who take the game seriously have notes, and you know, they're things that they keep in mind, whether it's matchups, combo percentages, kill percentages, or what stages to counterpick certain characters too. So yeah, hopefully this sheds some light on the process of improving, and I think that you can do this for any game, whether it's a shooter, whether it's a card game, whether it's a platformer, whatever the case may be. You can apply these principles to any type of competitive thing, I think. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I know this is geared more towards higher intermediate competitive players rather than newer players that maybe are just playing for fun, but hopefully it still was an eye-opening experience for you guys. This is the process that I use to get really, really good at the game. Consider emailing me about my Smash Dojo class. Right now I'm full on one-on-one lessons, so I don't really have any availabilities on the one-on-one private lessons, but I'm opening up group class sessions that are going to be a little bit cheaper than the one-on-one sessions, and you get more time. So consider sending me an email about that if you want some ways to improve. And let me know what you want to hear me talk about next on the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next time.